PJ from TreelineUSA.com. Today I'm here to show you a way to fix some of those mistakes that might happen in your shop. I once heard a saying that said that a sign of a good craftsman is not someone who doesn't make mistakes but knows how to fix them or hide them well. So today I want to introduce you to the CA glue or cyanoacrylate glues to kind of help fix those mistakes. But we have a couple different types available, and I want to show you kind of why you'd use one versus another. So let's dive in and get started. CA glues can be used for a lot of different reasons, but one of the most common questions we get is what's the difference between the different glues, and really it comes down to viscosity or thickness of the material. So the thin material, the thin Insta-Bond, is like water. It's really thin and designed to soak into the material. So say if you're doing inlay with crushed stone or crushed metals or different things like that, or if you have a hairline crack and you actually want the material, the glue to soak in, this will soak into the material and harden and stabilize everything. If you have something broken off of a project and you're trying to glue it back together, the medium thick usually is a little bit better for that. Just a little bit thicker, it does soak, it does run just a little bit, but nowhere near as thin as the red labeled one. And then the thick is like gel. So if you have a gap you're trying to fill up or something where a big void, this beads up very fast. It does not soak in the material, but it's really thick, so it kind of forms and self-levels as you put it into the material. Then, if you want it to dry very quickly, you can use the accelerator and spray that on there, or the opposite side of the project, spray that on, put it together, and it hardens almost instantly. So let's show you how it's done, or show you some of the differences on this. So when you get the Insta-Bond glue, it comes with these little tippets, which is really helpful, especially for that really watery thin one, to be able to help control the flow of that glue. And so what we'll do here is we'll first put it on, and usually you don't need it for the green labeled one. It's so thick you can control it pretty easily. But let's use some of the red label here, and if you can come in close, I'll show you how when we put that on the material, it's like water. You see how that just kind of ran on there? Put a little more on, but you notice it's soaking down into the material too. And we can be a little bit more careful too and control where that's going if we're trying to keep it on a bead. The medium thick right here, this one, as we put that on there, you'll notice that it builds up just a little bit faster. You can kind of see that, so it does bead. It would still run if we tip it down, but not a lot, nowhere near like the thin one does. And then the thick, put that on there, and you'll see how that's kind of like gel. As that comes out, it beads up quite nicely. So again, if we're trying to put it into a gap and try to fill that up, that thick glue does a really good job of that. And then if we want to kind of make it harden faster, we can shoot it with that accelerator, and that just causes it to start the hardening process quite a bit faster. And we'll glue a block here in just a second, but kind of a cool trick to this too is if you spray the hardener onto your opposite surface and then put it together, the accelerator will stay active for about 60 seconds. So you have time to spray it on there and then press it down onto the wood, and then it starts to harden from there. But you can see here now that now we're dry and everything is hardened together. So let me show you on this. We're going to try to glue in this block of wood to here. And so what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of glue right down here first. And usually you don't need a lot to do the job. We'll spray the accelerator on here and set it down, and it will start to harden. When you're not using this, you want to make sure too that you don't have any glue left in the tube. And so you can do that by taking the tippets off and then popping any kind of bubble that may have been left inside that tip. Do that on all those. The Insta-Bond does come with a little tip cleaner, so you can put that on there to help clear that out. But now if you notice that this glue is dried and not quite hardened, and it's a very strong glue too, so it actually holds very well with it. So anyway, that's kind of the differences. So to kind of recap, you'd use the thin glue when you want it to soak into the material, to stabilize, for doing inlay work. When you want to glue two things together, use that medium. And if you want to fill up a gap, use that thick. We all know that mistakes do happen as you're working on different projects, but just know that there's a solution to kind of help fix a lot of those mistakes. Whether you cut something off, you want to add something back on, there's one of these CA glues that should help fix a lot of those situations. So to pick up your supplies, your Insta-Bond CA glues, visit us at TreelineUSA.com. And if you like this video, please click subscribe to YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching.